All right, so now we're still going to be using program one, but we're going to use the lift. And we use the lift a little bit differently than we do the gloves, because the gloves we have a little bit more freedom of movement and massage to kind of work that tissue. You can either do one or the other or combine the two modalities that got there, meaning two modalities, meaning gloves or the lift. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some of my water-based gel. We're already looking in the image on my camera, and I can see the change already in my skin. And then I am going to add a little bit of water. I do like this salt spray that Tony provides. A lot of times you can order it directly from Neurotis, or many times I will just dip my lift into water in a little bowl. So either way, I'm going to kind of start, and I'm not going to worry about restarting my program because it's programmed all the way for 60 minutes. And I'm just going to kind of move up and down. So very similar to the way we did the gloves, I'm just moving the unit. So I can press firmly and I can just kind of move, gliding down. A lot of times I like to turn my head while I'm doing that, tilting it, meaning so I can get more of a stretch, going underneath, kind of coming down. Many times I'll cross hatch, placing just those four, and going all the way down, holding, going all the way down. And you can do the other side, and you can start to see I'm getting that same rosy blood flow kind of in this area. So I like to go over each area about 90 seconds, and this is really easy. If you just want to put the timer on your phone for 90 seconds, and I just kind of cover an area, kind of going back and forth. I don't worry too much about the thyroid because the Neurotis is cleared for the thyroid, so you don't have to worry on that. You can get this full area. And necks are so important. So if you're in your 20s and your 30s, you really want to make sure you have a great neck area. Keep that looking good, because boy, when that goes, everybody knows. It's kind of like you're the last to know. I'm just kind of coming up to this area. In fact, I'm going to set my timer just to give you guys the same kind of idea of what I do. Let's see. I have a new phone, so I don't know where my timer is. Let's see, quick clock. There we go. So there we go. I'm going to program this for about 90 seconds. And this way I know each area I'm spending about 3 minutes on, not about a minute and a half. And I can just saturate this area. And this is super simple. You know, it just makes so much sense. I don't have it really high. I love how it feels. And about after that time, I really feel like I'm getting just a great saturation of electrons in that tissue. This is the perfect width apart too, and where it really makes the most important impact is when we're doing the lifting program. That's why I solely love using the lift. Kind of coming in this area, just feeding the cells all this lovely energy, reducing inflammation, holding, pumping my lips, going all the way across, Takes a lot of the guesswork out when you just kind of divide, the neck, like the neck is one, and then you can kind of do the lower face, two, three, upper place, four, and five. And so you just kind of know that at about a minute and a half each section, you're doing 5, 6, about 7 minutes, just a pure saturation. You can go longer if you like, you can double that. It's really kind of up to you and how often you choose to do the microcurrent. I think the older you are, the more often you need to do it. So I'm just kind of going. You can see I'm just kind of freelancing it. And now I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to reset my timer. And I'm just going this lower section, kind of up and down. I like to switch directions because the electrons kind of get scattered all in those little areas. You can kind of hold it. This is really great, especially if you did warm up the tissue beforehand, the little massage, or maybe you use a little fascia release with the anma. But the key is that we're creating space, creating areas for these electrons to move to and nourish, replenish. Oop, sorry. I'm going to reset it again. I'm going to do the upper portion. It's kind of right above that eye. Moving. I'm just going to kind of hold it in this area. So gentle. Microcurrent is just such a loving way to approach, skin, especially if it's fragile or depleted. We're not demanding a lot, we're only nourishing. It's like a warm bath after a hard day versus a tough run, right? Sometimes microneedling or something is appropriate for the skin, but other times it's just really about restoring and replenishing the cell's energy to be capable of handling things. Okay, we're going to do it a little bit longer. 10 more seconds. And we're going to go over to the other side. Just kind of moving it over and over. Gosh, I love doing videos because it really does make me do the microcurrent. I do it all the time on myself, but sometimes I cheat myself the time it takes. And I need to start just taking this into the bedroom, laying in bed, watching TV, doing this, putting on my light mask, because I can just see the difference. It's just so healthy looking. Keeps me away from Botox. Kind of going over. Moving up a little bit higher and kind of coming down. And just kind of see we're not like the old days of trying to address specific things is really more left for the lifting. But fascia has made such a jump into the anti-aging, and the more we're really understanding about it, the more we realize fascia connects everything. And so we want to spend quite a bit of time on this connective tissue to hydrate and create space and, all this movement and blood flow. So a lot of time should be spent on the fascial decompression and the circulation. And the more time that you spend on that, the less time you have to spend toning and plumping the muscle, because it will just respond so naturally. So this kind of concludes doing program 1 with the gloves and doing it with the lift. Stay tuned for the next videos on doing a lift with the gloves and a lift with the lift.